All right. I think it's going to be my goal to not take a sip of anything while I'm telling the story. So my friend Bill Doss asked me to join his band. This is okay. I got to start over again. 1, 2. So my friend Bill Doss asked me to join his band, the Sunshine Fix, and go on this tour. And we had all kinds of crazy adventures and ridiculous things that happened on this tour. And it was a really weird group of people. It was always one of Bill's strong points to collect a weird group of musicians that you would never imagine to be together. So one of my favorite moments on this tour was we were going from, I believe, Seattle to Denver. And so it was like a long drive. You know, we had to stop in the middle and have a day off. And we got lost in a snowstorm. We're out in the middle of, that vast space between Seattle and Denver. And there's like no lights on at night, and the road just keeps going on. And we keep talking like, it'd be really great if we could find a place to get something to drink, like get some liquor, and we could bring it back to a hotel. So let's, everybody keep your eyes out for a liquor store. And then after a while, it was like, keep your eyes out for a gas station because we're going to run out of gas because it has seriously been taking forever. And there are no cities, no lights anywhere. So we're driving, and we see this light finally. So we're like, okay, look, everybody, let's stop. And we're looking around. Does anybody see a liquor store? Is there a town here? No, there's like literally just the gas station. But then on the other side of the highway, we see there's something else. There's a light over there. So, okay, let's go check it out. So we pull over, and there's a trailer. It's like a double-wide trailer, and it has a neon sign in the window that literally says liquor. And we're like, okay, this is amazing. This is what we're looking for. So let's go in. We pull into the parking lot, and it's just full of gigantic pickup trucks. And we're kind of like, all right, everybody in the band kind of agrees this place seems like it's probably not our usual place. We're probably not the usual clientele. And so we try and figure out who looks the most normal to go in. But Bill was the one that wanted to get something to drink. He had a hankering for some brandy. He wanted blackberry brandy, I believe. And I also wanted to drink. I was sort of less picky maybe, but so we decided, all right, we would go because, there's a bunch of hairy weirdos in the band, one of which being Kevin Sweeney with his, long, curly, ridiculous Jimmy Page meets Otto from The Simpsons hair. And so we're like, all right, Bill and Ryan, you go inside. So Bill's dressed in his usual dandy foppery. We walk up to this trailer, and there's these little aluminum steps up to it, and we open the door, and we're like, okay, let's go. And we open the door, and immediately the place is packed with cowboys, and immediately everybody stops, and you could hear a pin drop or whatever the saying would be. Like if there was a record player that had been playing, it would go, the needle, and everybody turns and stares at us, and somebody says, "We got hippies." We both sort of stop for a second in the doorway, hesitate, and it's like, okay, what did we just walk into? But we're here, and we've got to do this, so we just, all right, push onto the bar. And everybody's just staring at us. Nobody is talking. Everybody's just staring at us, and it's all dudes, all just these gigantic cowboy dudes. And like nowhere near as cool as it would be if you walked into an old-timey saloon and there were like cool 1800s cowboys. These were like modern cowboys that were not looking to have a good time with us. They were not interested. So we walk in and we go up to the bar, and there's the only woman in the entire place is this woman behind the bar. And she's like, can I help you? And so we walk up there, and Bill's like, so can we buy some liquor from you, some liquor to go? And she's like, yeah, what do you want? And so he starts going, and I hear him say, do you have any brandy? And at that point, like I really did have to pee. But so I head over to the bathroom, which was really, honestly, in retrospect, a totally crappy thing for me to do. Cause I totally stranded him there, but I was like, man, what are you doing? You're asking her for brandy. So I went into the bathroom, and it's this little, short one-man job bathroom. And I walk in, and I start to go, and the door flies open behind me, and wham, and hits the wall. And I turn around over my shoulder, and there's this old guy, this older cowboy gentleman, walks in, and he walks up right behind me. And folds his arms and is like standing so that like he's almost touching me. He's completely in my way. Like, to get around him, I'm going to have to just push around him. And so I lean over, or I turn around, and I'm like, I'll be done in a second. Like, I'll be right out. And so he doesn't say anything, just staring at me. So I'm finished, and I pushed past him, and he didn't do anything. I mean, I just pushed right past him, and then I guess he turned around and followed me out. And as the bathroom door swings open, I look out, and Bill's still standing at the bar, like, trying to figure out what to buy. And the first thing I hear is this one cowboy fella turns to his other cowboy fella friend, and he says, I bet you $10 I can make him get a haircut. And I was like, okay, this is really not going well. And so I get up to the bar, and Bill and the lady are still talking about what he's going to get. I mean, clearly they didn't have any brandy. I mean, I think anybody who walked in there would have known. But so they were still talking about it, and she's like, well, what can I get you? And I was like, well, what about Jim Beam? Because it was right there. And she's like, yeah. And she hands us the bottle. And Bill turns and looks at me. He's like, okay, grabs the money out of his pocket, and whatever he pulls out, I don't even remember what it was. The lady didn't even say how much it was. She just looked at him, took the money, and she's like, all right, boys, I think it's time for you to go. And so we take off out of there about as fast as we can, and we're running out to the van and open the door to the van, and we're like, drive, go. And so they, not knowing what's going on, they pull out onto the road, and we're looking out the back window expecting to see taillights behind us. And we get up onto the highway, and when everybody's finally calm enough to think, okay, like, they're not following us, let's just go, Kevin Sweeney turns around and he says, some people thought Easy Rider had a happy ending.